landscaping employee trap. Sitting here at the kitchen table getting some work done on the laptop. Q&A video. I don't do enough Q&A videos. Let's do a quick Q&A video. I got a really good question. Landscaping pricing. Andrew Peterson said, Keith, when you do a commercial landscaping project installing plants, how much do you estimate the total cost? Like, how much do you charge? 2.5 times material cost, or what? Like, what do you charge to install, landscape jobs with plants and materials? Good question. Okay, this question is different, completely different to who you ask and what company and what area to where they're at and the nurseries and how much does the stuff cost where you're at and how much competition are you dealing with and where are you at in the season and how much is your schedule booked or how bad do you need the work? Where are you at? Are you a one-man band, a two-man band, a five-man band, or a 20-man band? So I'll give you a short answer and then I'll give you a long answer. Short answer is, what do I charge to install plants? If it's a plant that I know that I can get at a nursery that I visit often, I visit my local nurseries often and I know exactly what they have and what it all costs. So when a customer says they want something or I walk a property, I'm already doing math in my head and I know, okay, that azalea shrub is $40 retail at the big box nursery, but the nursery I go to, which is still a certified, a certified nursery, which means that it's not just grown in the back of a field somewhere and there's not proper growing techniques. I can get it for $32, okay? Now, quick insert, if you're getting plants really cheap, there might be a reason why. If you look at the root ball of a plant and there's no substance to it, it's lightweight, I wouldn't trust installing something like that or giving a warranty or give them a discount on it, but don't charge a lot unless I'll tell you why. A bigger root ball on a plant is going to cost more. Why do plants cost more? Because they're better growing techniques and there's a nice fat heavy root ball. Why would you have two shrubs, two yew shrubs, and one weighs 15 pounds and the same exact size shrub that's say 20 inches tall, the thing weighs 40 pounds. It's because the size of the root ball in the cut. There's more root and there's more critical root zone and the little capillary roots are all in there. I don't know the perfect terminology, but I'm telling you that thing, you put that in the ground, it's going to have a 90% better growth or retention rate. You know what I mean? So I charge double retail. Double what the big box nursery charges. If the big box nursery is $40, plus tax, it's $42. I'm charging $84 to install that. But I'm also adding on the price of compost and fertilizer. So on the back end, I'm segmenting or itemizing that, and you're getting charged for compost and fertilizer. Now, people say, no, you're supposed to charge 3 times retail. So if a $40 shrub, you're supposed to charge $120 to install that thing. Well, if you're charging, but what's the back end communication with the customer and what's in the contract? Oh, you're charging triple retail, but you're giving a 1 or 2 year warranty. So that means if you're charging that much, reason being is you stand behind your business, you're giving them a warranty. So if the thing dies, or usually plants die to overwatering, more so than underwatering, you're going to come back and replace that thing, no questions asked, like magic, right? Because you planted it with proper planting techniques. But the reason I charge, and the reason you're going to want to give a warranty if you got a lot of competition, is because customers want warranties, right? Two companies come in, one's a little bit more higher price. I'm just saying in a hypothesis, a little bit higher price, but they're offering a warranty. The customer's going to pay the higher price and go with the guy with the warranty every single time, because that's just in my experience. And I've sat at many kitchen tables with many customers and many landscape quotes until 10 o'clock at night with bags under my eyes, sitting there with a husband and wife looking at landscape magazines, making them blueprints on the spot, taking copious pictures of the property, itemized lists and paperwork and contracts, only to have them go, well, this huge company here is going to do it for, 20% cheaper than you were going to do it. I'm like, how the hell could they even do it that cheap? I thought these big companies have to charge this much. And what I'm learning is that it all depends on where you're at in the business and what your overhead is and what you need to make for your gross profit margin. So, and to wrap it up here, I'm trying to give you a long and a short answer at the same time. It's a 50% gross profit margin is ideal. If you take the cost of all your labor and your overhead, your materials, and literally everything in that job, it's going to cost you $2,000 to do that job. Well, you need to charge $4,000 to do that job. Are you always going to get it? No. I think I end up with like a 40%, 45% gross profit margin I'm happy with. So if we do a $4,000 landscape job, I'll end up making like, $1,600-1,800 or something. When I'm like, damn it, I wanted to make $2,000 off that. But there's always some extra stuff that happens, or little things that happen. And you know what, dude? If you get a job like that done in a couple days or 2.5 days, well, that's pretty good money to me. So there you go. I hope I answered your question. I personally charge double of retail. If a $40 plant, I'm charging $80 to install it, plus extra for compost and fertilizer. So like say a couple plants, I'd charge fertilizers. I use Mike's transplant fertilizer. It has like a special bacteria in it that helps the plant adjust to transplantation, so it doesn't go into shock, and also be cognizant when you're planting like an acid loving plant, like I don't know where you're at in the country, but a rhododendron or an azalea or some like a type of holly shrub or an evergreen is an acid loving shrub, and you're going to want to put like hollytone fertilizer or something like that you can just make sure the plant's getting the proper nutrition and it's not planted too low. Look up proper planting techniques on YouTube or something like that. A lot of plants die, and this is very important to your question too, because this is about money. If you're planting a bunch of arborvitae shrubs on a property line, but you're not aware that there's a slope and there's water running, so now you're going to have to build a berm. Well, you can't pay to build that berm, and I'm not talking about a big berm, I'm just talking about elevated a foot. So those arborvitae shrubs are planted a little bit higher so they get the rain and drain method. Like you want them to get watered real good and then drain out. So it replicates or simulates, even though it is in nature, you want it to simulate what nature does, is the rain and drain method. So that shrub gets watered real good and then drains out. If you're planting plants sitting in the ditch and you don't have a proper slope or a proper pitch, then they're going to get root rot and they're going to die because water's sitting on it. They're going to get moldy. They're going to catch literally a bacterial or a fungal infection. It's going to go and travel through the plant, and it's just going to choke it off. It's going to die, and then you got to fix that thing on warranty. So that's why you pay for an education in small business, and there's nothing compares to those times where you have like total anxiety because you got to go replace something on your dime. That's why I charge double retail. Because I say, hey, I give you a 1-year warranty, you're getting a warranty, but you pay for the plant, I'll replace it for free. And I've only had it a few times, and what I really do is I'll just take it off their next bill or something if they're a client, and rarely have anything die. Sometimes when it dies, it just happens, and other times, there will be a whole crop of plants where like 20% of them are just dying and you don't know why. It just sometimes happens. And that goes back to what I said about a nice healthy fat root ball. And you gotta kind of get to the point in this business where you're like, you know what? You can get frustrated. I'm only doing top jobs for top money. I'm sick of this shit. Only doing the best jobs for the best money because I'm sick of dealing with cheap customers and trying to compensate for them and improvise to, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get to where you got to get, So there's your answer. I could go on for 20 minutes and I'm just going to make another video. I hope that really provided creative value for you. And then once again, all this stuff is my opinion, just based on my business when I'm doing landscape install projects. Any projects over like $3,000, $3,500 up to $15,000. my max comfortable projects that I do installs would be 20 grand or something like that. Anything over that is just takes more manpower and more orchestration, and that's how these companies can do it cheaper than you think they could despite their overhead, is because the owner and the large companies isn't normally on site, at least over here in these big companies that have foremen. I mean, they got the blueprints, they got it cookie cutter, they send out a semi truck with all the plants and materials, and they got a dump truck and a skid steer, and they're putting all the boulders in, and they got everything on site, and they're literally slapping on a 5-day job in a day and a half, 2 days. It would take guys like you and me, and the owner's making $2,500 off that. You know, not the same gross profit margin as you are, but he's competitive and he can do the same exact job, and the owner's making $2,500 profit without even being there. You know, where it's going to take you multiple days to do it, and you know, you're physically there on the job working. Cool, that was a lot of information. I hope you got some out of that, and I'll see you in the next video. And then once again, this stuff is just as my opinion from my experience in the business. And if you say, you know, some people are like, well, we make $250 an hour every hour around the job, and I only charge triple of install, and Keith's head is up his ass because this. Well, if you're at that point in the business where you have your marketing set up and you've got your funnel set up to where so much business is coming in that you're only taking those specific jobs, and you've got like a strategic growth plan in your business where you have to make this much to pay for this stuff, and you've got all these like vehicle payments and leases and truck payments, like all that comes into play. So even when I say I give you a piece of advice or my opinion, you know, it might not work for you, but it might work perfect for somebody else. So I think that's why people might be even nervous about making videos like this, because of you know, scrutiny. But I mean, I live the real world business. I really go out there and sweat my ass off, and I like to make $800 a day whenever we're doing landscape installs. And here's, I'm just going and going. I'm gonna stop right here. So there you go. Hey, thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think, and then turn on notifications so you can get notified whenever I upload a video. I accidentally uploaded a video in the middle of the night, and I won't do that ever again because a bunch of people got notified and they're like, what the so that's with the notifications. But anyways, yeah, and I have an entire cornucopia of playlists on my homepage, and they're all organized. So if you want to know more about this stuff, look at my playlists, and I have tons of videos about like property walks, funny episodes, but like pricing and all types of advice. So if you have a question, there might be a video that I've already made about it. And then one more other thing is, if you want to go deeper into this and you're newer in the business, I have an entire landscape video training course. It's called my Landscape Business Success course, and it's there's a link in the description below. It'll be www.keithkalfasbooks.com. Just go ahead, take the leap, and sign up for that. As of right now, it's only $7 to get in, and then you can cancel anytime you want. And then it's $7 a month every month out after that for ongoing training. So every month, a new module will unlock with deeper levels of training, like learning about the customer avatar, profiling your customers, marketing advice, property walks, pricing, tree trimming. There's like, I would say $10,000 of information inside of this course that you would get for $7. That's an absolute no-brainer. Like, you got to get this right now and just go through the course and absorb everything in it. I promise you it's totally worth your time. And then I don't know at the time of this video it might have changed, but I think I'm going to put some higher level training and up the price of the course to $19 or even $37, because of I have to charge a little bit more because I want to be able to provide better customer support, as in, you know, just getting in there more often and making sure that I'm answering more questions and things like that, because it costs me hundreds of dollars a month to, you know, run all the subscriptions and the website. It's just expensive, you know what I mean? So cool. So click the link in the description below, and then you can see my landscaping course, and that's just more in-depth level strategical step-by-step stuff. And all right, cool. See you in the next video.